Hello everyone, how are you all today, sweetie? The Diddy trial is in its 5th day, and things are becoming more intense. To begin with, what's happening? Are Diddy's people already being hit? Due to an issue raised by Judge Submarinian with the Okie-Do, the jury selection trial has been rescheduled till Monday. Officially, the trial is starting late. Judge Samaria is being informed that they are in charge of the courtroom, baby, and that he needs to learn the legal nuances. But more importantly, keep in mind this defense tactic you all claimed I was crazy about. 2 months ago, I informed you that I had information from sources indicating Diddy's team intended to portray Cassie as the aggressor, claiming that she was the one who requested the strange calls. It was Cassie who essentially turned Diddy's love for her into something evil, and she said that Diddy did everything because of Cassie. Diddy's crew has revealed the biggest bombshell we can discuss, and you all said I was insane, darling. This comes straight from Diddy's unofficial spokesperson's TMZ. According to the defense attorneys, Diddy and Cassie exchanged punches and were both abusive. The first line is this: "A million others who are in need of money will come up and say, 'Yeah, I saw Cassie Denny too. Let's get into this.'" The prosecution pushback will follow because, according to people I spoke with, as much as Diddy believes they have this, they truly have nothing to stand on for you all. This is very horrible. The reality that some individuals in 2025 still think that being in an abusive relationship means you can only be a real victim. If this is accurate, then where are all the other people if you simply lie on the floor and accept it? Cassie was with you, okay? Where is Michael B. Jordan? Where is Kid Cudi, who claimed that Cassie had a problem putting her hands and feet on people? Cassie was abusive. Where is Alex, Cassie's current spouse? And is he a victim of domestic violence? If you're implying that Cassie was also going toe-to-toe with you, where are all the others she abused? Or was Cassie simply protecting herself and retaliating against someone who would actually treat her like a rag doll? Let's talk about Diddy, who has a lengthy history. Anyway, let's get started. They claim that Diddy's defense team is strongly defending him. Diddy was a boo-boo to Cassie, they say. But they also claim Cassie wasn't an angel because she allegedly became aggressive with him. Someone who exposed your face. Someone physically beat you so severely that you have permanent, irreversible brain damage when they lay hands and feet on you. All right, is this actually naturally? Diddy would like to use this. They said that on day 5 of the Diddy trial, Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilio, and prosecutor Elam Emily Ann Johnson met. In the federal courtroom in New York City, Jana and Judge Aaron Samarium have a very fascinating conversation. The U.S. attorney began by informing Judge Aaron that Cassie, who we presume to be the victim, would not be cross-examined regarding specific medical matters. The court went on to say that the defense could go over the remaining problems and cross-examine the witness if the prosecution opened the door. Mark Agnifilio stated as much, Jana. The defense will argue that the relationship involved mutual violence, with both parties pounding on each other. Domestic violence and DB. We will definitely admit to DB, he added. However, when does it revert to coercion? I informed you 2 months ago that Mark Agnifilio's team would begin the vile story that Diddy was abused by Cassie, a woman whose phone calls and all of her apartments were monitored. Based on the information provided by the sources, Diddy had no financial independence. Diddy stated, "You're trying to tell us that she was now calling the shots and she was putting a whoop-ass on him, but she had to do everything." Not only did Diddy put his hands and feet on everyone, but he has a history of violence, and you're implying that it was reciprocal, even though it's not just Cassie, because all of his victims had the cana squared up. Pay attention. Judge Subramania then turned to face Mark Agnifilio and stated, "Well, let me explain what you said. Do you mean to say that they are equally violent?" The judge even said, "Wait, hold on." "Yes, Jana, we're saying it's relevant," Mark Agnifilio responded, glaring at the court. "Now pay attention. Let me just say this right now. The U.S. Attorney's Office stated that she will send a letter to the court on the subject, adding that she intended to provide 2 cell phone recordings and updated CNN footage of the notorious 2016 assault that Diddy delivered to Cassie inside the Intercontinental Hotel. It will be a bad look if the defense attorney accuses Cassie of anything at a trial, Genius actually stated. All right, then another person, who is most likely a Diddy bot, jumped in and asked, "So does that mean they can't question her or counter what she is saying? Because she's pregnant, she's not perfect, and he's certainly not either?" When someone wants to share her tale, we should listen to both parties. Before falling in love with her trainer, she participated in the shenanigans for 10 years. Pay attention. "You mean fighting back against her abuser?" Crystal interrupted. "Fighting back or hitting, it's all domestic violence," another person stated. "First of all, I'm tired of these excuses and domestic violence apologies. According to the law, if someone tries to hit you and you hit them back, they cannot sue you for assault because it was self-defense. But in the case of domestic violence, it's the same. If your abuser is stomping you out, there is nothing you can do. In addition, I do believe that the entire narrative is that Cassie is not perfect. How do you know? Because you're claiming that Diddy is the target of substantial proof. You're mentally searching for a justifying explanation. On top of this, what kind of world do we live in? Pay attention. Let me get this right, says common sense. Did he strike Cassie, and despite the video, is she expected to accept it? His defense is faltering, claiming that it was altered. When she hits him while he drags and kicks her, preventing her from leaving the property, this is kidnapping and false imprisonment in and of itself. What mental skills does this defense need to be developing to reach a surf day soul level? Not to mention that he was pulling her back to a freak-off when he did so. A scam involving a Smex employee who is allegedly going to provide testimony, an altercation with a prostitute who believes Cassie was also a mastermind. When did it get to the point where, really, Diddy was twice as old as Cassie? Anyway, listen. Both sides of the adversarial court system can be complete rubbish, according to Oopsie. This isn't the decision being made. Petty 8 replied, Sure, these men think a woman defending herself is abuse. And it's crucial that we start responding to these comments because you're going to start seeing the trolls and Diddy bots, THR2491 stated. I firmly believe Diddy will begin to pay in the same manner as Justin Baldini and Jake Lively did. That is, by paying individuals to actually leave positive comments. All right, someone answered, no sir, I think it's DV when two people in a relationship hurt each other. It sounds awful and unfunny to me that you want to be in a relationship with someone who has abused you for more than 10 years, or even worse, that you have to fight yourself against it. However, keep standing up for the victim and guiding her choices and behaviors. All right. According to Starbright, self-defense is bad. I understand. Dark added, that's a very bad move for anyone to shame a DV victim for fighting with someone that they could clearly beat to death and almost did. If my memory serves me well, Cassie is quite small, therefore she wouldn't have hurt that animal too much. J4 Lin replied, what does size have to do with anything? Small and tiny people can also be violent, especially when they're angry, as well as anyone else. There's a big difference between fighting and fighting back, Kylie Jenner's true face stated once more. All right, Reniki asks, did she hesitate to leave him? 10 years is a long period. Are you all stupid? You guys are attempting to convince us that this woman had no need to be afraid of abandoning him, but did he actually plant a bomb in Kid Kai's car? He frequently hauled her back and was abusive with her and everyone, and now you're attempting to convince us that it was all games and fun. And once more, to anyone who claims that this was done merely to get paid, Cassie has already received payment from Diddy. She did testify, but you understand what I mean when I say that she was not required to attend to the U.S. attorneys. She has already received payment from Diddy. She received the payout from Diddy, but she is not, and Diddy is unable to recoup the money. She only wants the bag, So why is this whole thing happening now? If she weren't telling the truth, why would she be lying? Additionally, many of the abusers in these comments want to think that it's acceptable to fight back as long as someone holds out their hand. In any case, please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and I'll speak with you later.